As 2024 comes around, we think every year at the start of WWE's annual pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble match. Already a lot of people are throwing names around as to who they want to see win the Royal Rumble. My focus and intention is on the Women's Royal Rumble match. And every year in the past, there's only one favorite that I would like to see win it, but WWE has always potentially botched the career of one Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades. Year after year, has not been given a title run or even a win to go after a title. Shayna Baszler, the toughest woman in WWE right now, is every year overpassed and overlooked for a chance to be a women's champion. Not a tag team champion like they've had her win before, not putting her in a tag team with other people like before, but an actual championship run. Years ago, we thought Baszler was going to beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, and WWE decided we're not going to have Lynch lose. We're going to have her beat Shayna Baszler, and that logic made absolutely no sense. There was already reports coming out after that Becky Lynch wanted to put over Shayna Baszler, but WWE said, no, we're not doing that. And they missed a wonderful opportunity years ago for Baszler, off of the momentum of winning the Elimination Chamber, to beat Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, and they completely destroyed everything from that point. Since that time period, Baszler's been put in tag teams, in a tag team women's division of other teams that look like they don't even have any chemistry with each other. Baszler has been on either a tag team run, or they make her lose matches, or they don't do the right thing and capitalize off of momentum like she had when she beat Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam. It's always, let's put Baszler back to what doesn't work. Sure, Baszler winning the tag team championship with Nia Jax a couple years ago, that might have seemed like a moment for both women in their careers. But what was the point of them building Baszler up as an intense killer, a jiu-jitsu badass, former MMA fighter, and putting her in a tag team? Why do they keep doing that every single time? Nia Jax, Natalya, Ronda Rousey, her on and off alliance with Zoe Stark. The whole point of Baszler is to go her own path. They should have capitalized on this at SummerSlam when she beat Ronda Rousey, and then she would go on to face the champion. That should have been a match where the winner faces the champion, becomes number one contender. There you go. But they didn't want to do it. And it's not just the lack of pushing Baszler. They put Baszler in some really silly, stupid storylines in the past few years. Case in point, the cringy, god-awful one with Alexa Bliss, where Baszler was running away from Alexa Bliss's doll. I don't need to go down the path of explaining that or even bring up that and jog everybody's memories to how god-awful that was. Okay? It's another reminder that WWE does not have any big-term plans with Shayna Baszler. Okay, it's always more the same when you see Baszler winning a match or gets pushed, always over to another tag team, or she gets put onto a losing streak, and they do not capitalize on it. If Baszler does not win a women's championship in 2024, she should count out her days on her contract ending so she can go elsewhere and be an intense killer where she'll be utilized more. Tony Khan would love to have her. AEW would love to sign her. Impact Wrestling would love to sign her. If anything, WWE needs to get their crap together and start pushing Baszler for a championship run. There's no reason why Baszler is losing or being in tag teams. It's not helping her career. If anything, it's making WWE obvious that they're not going to push her. And I got to really wonder why that is. If you look at her NXT run, the NXT run of Shayna Baszler was dominant. She was about destruction. She was NXT Women's Champion. She goes to the main event roster and they don't want to make her a singles champion. Where's the creative logic in that? Why build them up at NXT, move them to the main event roster where most talents, they get knocked down? And that's really the logic of what WWE creative has been like and has been this way the last several years. Shayna Baszler is ready for a main event push. Have her win the Women's Royal Rumble and face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Baszler would get the win, and we would start having an actual intense champion with real athletic ability who has a legit background. She's strong, she's fast, she can wrestle on the mat, she can cut intense promos. And they got to get on the ball and make this happen. Not just because I am a Baszler fan, not just because of her ring work, but because they would be ignoring a real-time presence of someone that's got real athletic ability and credentials to where we would have an intense champion. Have her win the championship, and if they have to, have her win it and then keep it to SummerSlam next year. Have her lose the belt because the returning Ronda Rousey will be back to feud with her. And by the way, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler's feud is not done like people have claimed. Ronda Rousey will be back in WWE probably sooner than later. I don't know specifically when it'll happen. I'm just guessing. They're not done with each other yet. Ronda will return and face Baszler in the very future, and this time Ronda Rousey would get the win, and then each woman would face each other down the road at possibly the WrestleMania after next year, and that would be it. They got to get on the ball. Shayna Baszler is more than ready to be a women's champion. It's time for them to utilize her as the intense killer that we know her to be. It's time for Shayna Baszler to be a champion. No more passing her up. Have her win the Women's Royal Rumble. Have her go to WrestleMania, and there you go. She becomes a champion. They finally stop keeping her at the bottom of the barrel. They start utilizing her the way that they should have all this time that they were doing in NXT that they haven't done while she's on the main event roster. It's the way to do it. Shayna Baszler wins the Royal Rumble, becomes a champion at WrestleMania. That is what my prediction is, although, again, the last few years I've been predicting Baszler would win it, and it ends up not happening. So, anyways, guys, tell me what you think in the comments section down below. Hit the subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. Thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you later.